Range Rover, leading the way. Since England's loss at the Euros final last weekend, was it just a week ago, there have been multiple arrests over racist posts on social media. London's Metropolitan Police confirmed a man who posted racist abuse in a Facebook video after the final was arrested on the 17th of July and has now been released under investigation. I can talk to Dr. Laura Higson-Bliss, who's a lecturer in law at Keele University with a PhD in social media, legality and criminal law. Good evening to you, Laura.
Good evening. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for joining us, Laura. How easy or not is it to prosecute such cases?
It's not easy. The law in this area is very fragmented. And we've seen that in recent days. We've obviously seen that the police are working hard to bring those that made racist comments online to justice. But even just looking through the news articles that have been released, we can see that actually different pieces of legislation have already been used to investigate these individuals. And
Yes.
that's one of the problems here, is that there's no specific act of Parliament actually criminalising this conduct.
And it needs a specific piece of law, to lay before the courts, the police, the magistrates, and all of the rest of it. There isn't there a law commission report today which suggests that abuse online that is judged to be threatening, intimidating, should attract a penalty of up to 2 years imprisonment. What did you make of that?
Yeah, it's a really difficult area. So the Law Commission have recently recommended revamping this whole area and making it an offence to send essentially harmful communications, and harmful is defined as communications that cause physical or psychological effect. So it is really difficult. With regards to sentencing, it really does depend on the law that's going to be used against an individual. So, for example, Cheshire have arrested someone under Section 18 of the Public Order Act. And depending on the severity of that particular crime, and obviously with it still going through the system, we know very little information, that person could face up to 7 years imprisonment. Are they likely to get 7 years? I'd be very doubtful. I think on average we're looking about 12 weeks is normally the maximum sentence that we would give.
Yeah, I mean, look, police have their priorities, Laura, don't they? I mean, online fraud doesn't seem to be a terribly high priority for the police when it comes to complaints. A burglary may or may not be a high priority for an urgent investigation. But when it comes to online abuse, does the fact that it's got so much attention lately, that it's made the headlines so often, make it more likely to become a priority for the police?
I think it's been a priority for a long time now. And it seems that every now and again something will happen. So at the moment it's obviously around the Euros, and Lewis Hamilton today has come forward to say that he's been receiving racist abuse. And, it wasn't that long ago, if we look at things like Caroline Flack, we saw all the same sort of conversations coming forward that there needs to be something done about this. So I think the police are under increasing pressure to do something. But part of the issue is how do you police this? How do you gather the evidence? How do you track these individuals, particularly if they're using anonymous accounts? And, this isn't just down to policing. There are other mechanisms we could be using here.
Yes.
So there are some individuals who've already experienced disciplinary through employment law, because there are employers who will have social media guidelines in place and they're being punished down a completely different route. So it's not just all on the police.
Yes, and the social media companies, I mean, should they be doing much more?
Oh, absolutely. I think we're in no doubt that they should be doing more, and the government are obviously putting forward their online harms bill to try and regulate social media companies more. But I've just seen actually in the last 10 minutes that that's now going to be delayed till 2022. So it is a difficult one, but absolutely no doubt social media companies need to be doing more. And we've seen Instagram come forward and admit that actually over the last week they've not handled things as well as they could have done.
Okay, Dr. Laura Higson-Bliss from Keele University, thank you so much.